Hey everyone, hope everybody's safe during this pandemic. I just want to talk to you a little bit about 360-degree photography. I just got myself a new camera and I just wanted to share something with you. You ever wonder how people, real estate photographers, used to do those 360-degree panoramas with their cameras? And there's even one now called the Matterport that actually can take you through the entire house, like a visual walkthrough, 3D walkthrough of the home. Well, I'm going to share a little bit about what I know about this because I've been using it for a while, and this is a rotator head. This is what I used to use. Very time-consuming, very tedious. There's a lot involved in using this, and the way this worked was you basically have your DSLR set on top. It has to be calibrated with the rotator as well, and the way you calibrate it is kind of complex, and I'm not going to get into that here. But what happens is, when you get this rotator, it's got little notches in it that rotate, that lock in at about 30 degrees. So what we did was, we would, in interiors, we would do HDR photography because flashes would tend to not blend together in a panorama because of the different exposures. So we would do 5-shot HDR, one there, one there, one there. And then we would go all the way around 360 degrees, so it's a total of about, I think, 12 stops. We would take those 5 shots of each stop, put it into a Photomatics or some other kind of HDR blending program, get all our HDR shots. I'd come out with 12 shots. Then I would put it into some sort of stitching program. I used PT GUI, which was one that I used to use. And then you would stitch them all together. Then you would upload them to some sort of server that allows you to pan these images automatically. So that was for a typical, what they call a cylindrical panorama. There's also something called a spherical panorama. So in addition to those 12 different images, you would have to do one up and one down. And what that would do, that would capture the ceiling and that would capture the floor. So that when somebody's using this software to see the 360s, they can actually use their mouse to pan up to the ceiling and pan down to the floors to get an overall view of really the entire room. This was extremely time consuming, real pain in the butt stitching these images. If you didn't have your camera calibrated properly, the stitching could be a nightmare. If the camera wasn't balanced properly, it was a nightmare. Now, we don't use this anymore. With 360-degree cameras now, this one is a Ricoh Theta Z1. It's got a lens here and a lens here, both sides. Each one takes 180 degrees. Put them together, you have a 360-degree of the room. And it also picks up the ceiling and the floor. So now when I want to take one, instead of having to go through all of that, all I do is I have a little app on my iPad, and I can control this camera from my iPad. So it's step out of the room, go into another room, hide behind a door or something, and just release the shutter, and it captures the entire thing in HDR. It automatically blends the images together and stitches them together in one shot. Then I just take that image and I put it up into the software, the server, that will automatically generate that revolving view. So this is really cool. This camera happens to be compatible with that Matterport, which is very popular now. If you've ever seen some of the real estate listings, it looks like it starts off with like a little dollhouse view of the house where you can actually see the whole floor plan. It kind of flies out at you, and then you can actually go into the house and tour the house. There's other things you can do with this besides that. There's some creative things you can do for regular photography. One of them is this little planet effect. Basically, you can do that with almost any 360 spherical panorama or anything like that, and just get some software to do it. But this is just so easy. It's so light. This one costs about $1,000. It's a little pricey, but it's a very good camera. The high dynamic range is excellent on it. And I need that for houses because inside is dark, outside is very bright, and we tend to like to see a little bit of the outside, at least when doing real estate photography. But if you're not really doing real estate photography and you just want this, oh, this is a lot cheaper than that. You can get them for about maybe $300. A lot of fun. I've really been having a lot of fun with it, and you'll see. I'll put up some of these pictures right after this, and you'll see what I've done with it. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and hope to see everybody back at the club soon when this pandemic is over with. So, I wish you well. See you soon.